It's your girl DJ Miss Eclectic, Wiki, and you're checking out the Mixtape podcast. It's your girl DJ Miss Eclectic, and you're tuned into the Mixtape. Y'all, I got a very special guest. Actually, my first interview of the year this year. Boom, done some shows, but my first interview, we got Gabriel Oree. And I said it wrong. It's Gabriel, right?
It's Gabriel, but it's all good, you know.
I practiced that. I was like, okay, Gabriel, and I'm up here.
As soon as you spit it out, Gabriel.
I was like, Gabriel. Just gave this man the wrong. Gabriel Oree. Let me say his name right. Let me specify that. How you doing this evening?
I'm so well. Now that I'm on your platform, I feel like I'm honored. I feel like I made something happen.
Hallelujah. Come on now. So you all the way from South Carolina.
That's right. Charleston, South Carolina, born and raised. That's where I lay my stuff down. So check us out too, very eclectic state,
Hey, I love it. We were just saying, I said, I've been to South Carolina like one time into Columbia, South Carolina. I have family out there, but that's it. It's a lot of greenery out there.
A lot of trees, we like to breathe. Yeah, we like to take in good air and things like that. So, we does it out here.
Yeah, y'all does it. I love it though. I love it. So, man, how is the music scene in South Carolina?
It's really fresh, I would say. I think it's a lot when people think about South Carolina on the music scene, they don't think rap. Definitely not. Especially especially in the gospel scene, gospel rap. They think more quartet music type of thing. And I'm here to kind of present something different and to show another side of South Carolina besides, our good quartet friends and buddies. We do a lot of things. There's a lot of dope people. There's a lot of jazz out here as well. This city, it'll remind you of a baby New Orleans. If you can picture that. It's like a baby New Orleans. So we got jazz here. We got country music, Hootie, Blowfish. We have rap, of course. And on the gospel scene, like I said, it's a lot that's not being presented, but hopefully, this year we can kind of make a difference and change that a little bit.
I love it. Well, with your music, I'm definitely looking forward to a change. And for those who do not know who Gabriel Oree is, tell them who you are from South Carolina.
Listen, I'm the son of a pastor. I was born on the pulpit, on the pew. I'm a producer. I'm a musician. I'm going to say it in this order. I'm a husband. I'm a child of God. I'm a musician first. I'm a producer, a music producer. I wear many hats. And I stepped into the realm of being an artist and released my project late last year. Matter of fact, Christmas Day, 25th. And I did it very strategically on purpose. I love what I do. I'm also in the video world. I'm a videographer, but I'm kind of wanting to step into that film range as well. And music and film goes together, and that's why I kind of got into that. So that's a little bit about who I am.
I love it. Y'all can tell he's a videographer. I told him, I said, listen, look at this lighting, look at this camera. Listen. He's like,
we gotta
what I do. And I was like, well, tell me something.
And look, at first I didn't realize it was a Zoom interview. So I was just I thought it was gonna be a phone call. And as soon as it was Zoom, I was like, oh, let me turn the camera on.
Let me turn on my 25 lights. Let me get my lighting going. Let me show them who I am.
Yeah, you want the right light to hit you,
Absolutely.
Hit your skin right, make the background look good, and it focuses on you. So I love that. I love that type of.
Now you working it out. I'm not mad at you. I'm about to call you for some tips.
Oh, call me anytime. Tips.
Hey,
I got it.
So let's talk about it. You're doing all this musician, husband, all of this, and now you have this dope song out, Awesome God, which we are playing on New Praise Radio, which I love the song. It came through my email. I was like, oh yeah. Every time I get a jam in, I was like, yes, this is a groove. So tell us about Awesome God.
Man, listen, you probably won't believe it if I say it, but I'm going to say it. Awesome God was a song that I wrote back in 2014, I want to say.
Oh, wow.
And my whole album, matter of fact, is I wrote between 2012 and 2014. And then I didn't write anymore. So all I did was kind of upgrade the beats and things like that. I couldn't release it. So Awesome God is a song Obviously last year God gave me the release on it, so I was able to release it. And Awesome God was a song that I wrote because I was studying the awesomeness of our God, how awesome God is, but how few people really understands the type of God he is. And so I kind of broke my 3 verses down, just kind of talking about, the matchlessness of God, and then how people who may not know God, or people who may think they know God in a certain way, I'm trying to kind of explain to them a little bit of the handiworks of God, and then a little bit of the mind of God. But that song came from me just kind of studying the Bible and kind of like, man, God we need to have a song. And then, I wanted to make it danceable and something that people can move to. So that's how that song kind of came about.
Yeah, I like it. So
And
it's a dance to the song too? Hold on, let me
yeah,
get to
so
this.
listen, I dabble in videos. So we're gonna do a video for this. And if you hear the hook on the song, I'm saying everybody move left, right? So you move left, you move right, you move up, you move back, and then you slide. So yeah, we plan to come out with a dance video for this. It's featuring or presenting a young lady out here in Charleston. Her name is Corinthian Doctor. Man, she blazed that track for me. And I'm just so forever appreciative of that.
Yes. Okay. Well, I'm ready for this video. Let me know. Let me know when the
Oh,
video drops.
yeah, I'm gonna let y'all know when it comes, when it's about.
Yes. So I've only heard the one song "Awesome God," but you have a whole project out. Tell us about the whole project.
So the name of the project is called Ecclesia.
Oh,
Ecclesia.
okay. Let's go. Let's
I
get
want
into
y'all to look
this.
at somebody say Ecclesia. So
Say it.
Ecclesia, it's a term. A lot of people say, "What are you saying, Ecclesia?" And it's the same thing, but I pronounce it Ecclesia, and I spell it Ekklesia. It's the Greek term for the word we call church. And I'm saying Ecclesia. So the title of the project is called Church, really, right, in English. And it's not church the way we think about church. We think about a building when we think about the church. But that's not what I'm talking about. And that's not what the word ecclesia means. It means the ones who are called out, right, to represent God's heavenly government and kingdom right here on earth. And that's what I'm speaking to. That's what the album's about. It's about the ecclesia of God, or the church of God, the ones who are called to govern this planet right here, earth, but via heaven's morals, heaven's values, heaven's standards. And that's what this album is about.
I love it. That's what we're all called to do. I love it because the churches, I always say this church is so big, it's much bigger than the 4 walls. So it's actually
There
the
you go.
people. We are the church. So I love it. So
No.
what kind of songs can we expect from the full album? Like, well, we giving some more jams. We got some slower song. What upbeat?
Yeah.
What we got? What we got? I just need to
Listen,
know.
listen, we got a lot more jams on there. And
Okay.
this one, I think, because this is my first project, and I've been producing for quite a long time, and I've been a musician for over 30 years. Um, because I used to be in the secular world, and because I used to deal with hip hop artists a lot, and I used to go to the clubs all the time. So my niche was like, hey, we got to make a song for the club, right? That's how I used to be back in the day. So I have an ear, at least I think I do, for music. So this one, I have a lot of what they would call bangers on there, beat wise, but I wanted to kind of match, to me, the content of the lyrics with the music. See, when you are created like that, and you have music, you need to marry the two. What I wanted to marry was 2 versions, though.
Okay.
And what I mean by that is, a lot of people may take another beat that everybody knows this beat, right? And so I'm saying that beat is already married to another song, right?
Right.
But they want to rap on that one because that beat is maybe dope, or that beat has a certain sound. What I wanted to do is create some original beats, versions, never been used anywhere, and marry it to some lyrics that I think is gonna really uplift, really kind of tell a story. And that's what Ecclesia has on it. I have a song called The Kingdom. And I don't mean THE. I'm talking about DA. That's how we say it in the South. That's how we say it here. The Kingdom. And it's featuring a girl, a young lady by the name of Gabriel Hills. And she is so amazing, amazing artist. I have another song that's out, actually, that came out before Awesome God. It's called, and it's funny that you started off, it's called This Year.
Oh, well, look, won't he do it?
It's called This Year, and that song This Year, which was my first single, this year basically talks about, hey, this is the time and the opportunity for you to do whatever God hid in you to do. This
Yeah,
is the time to become whatever he called you to become. Do it this year. I didn't date it. I didn't say 2000, whatever. I just said this year.
yeah,
And it
this
kind of
year.
goes with that scripture that says weeping may endure for a night, but joy comes in the morning. And all that means is whenever your morning is, that's when joy can come, whenever you wake up. And so that's what I mean by the song This Year. Whenever you wake up or whenever you are not afraid to release what God gave it to you, do it in this year.
I love it. I love it. And hearing awesome God, I love what you did with it. And it makes sense. You said you came from a secular background. And I want to talk a little bit about that transition. But I think we need more music like this. Me as a DJ, Christian DJ, it's hard to find songs that you can actually jam to. If somebody who wants to do a wedding and they want a Christian wedding, or if you just want to do like a little dance party, but you want all clean music and some Christian music. I mean, I
Right.
love all the traditional music. I am a church kid, but sometimes you need those urban jams or whatever you want to call it. So yours
Yeah.
definitely fits that. But so please keep doing that music. We need it. Trust me. But how was the
Better catch up.
transition from secular to Christian music, or just in general?
So I would say it like this. I used to have a manager. I used to live, I got signed to an independent record label in New Jersey. And
Okay.
so I lived up north for quite a while. And I was signed as an in-house producer. And that's all I used to do, just make beats all day. Um, and I learned a lot up there. I feel like God made me to be a sponge up there to kind of
Mhm.
learn, some of the processes that goes on up there, learn how to create beats, learn quality. I think that was a big thing, at least in my eyes, that was kind of lacking a little bit in the gospel side, or the side of the kingdom. But my transition was funny because I came back home and I felt like God tricked me because because when I came home, I actually came home with some artist friends in New Jersey. We came home to go to a club to promote some artists that we were working on. And at the time I was working on a secular project. I gave my life to Christ in 2015, I'm sorry, in 2005, in New Jersey, in a church up there. And you know how I gave my life to Christ? It was because, or mainly because, that church was so different. The pastor had on jeans and Timberland boots and like t-shirts and
Listen.
hats. And
Mhm.
when I went to the church, it was a lot of young people. And I showed up to church in a suit
Mhm.
because, see, how I grew up, I thought
Yep.
you have to dress this way because you give God your best, I guess. And this is Sunday. And when I showed up, everybody knew who the visitors were because they had on suits and ties while everybody looking around. You see what I'm saying? And
Yeah. Oh
so
yeah.
and so they had three services: 8 o'clock service, 11 o'clock, and 5 o'clock. I used to always go to the 11 o'clock service. And then here's what I did: I decided to go to an 8 o'clock service. I show up in some jeans and whatever, and everybody had on suits.
Suits.
Now, here's the moral to that story. From that point on, I looked at that pastor as being so wise in how he did it, right? The Bible says, hey, to win a soul, you got to be wise, right? He said, or I took it as, most of the younger folks, they're going to go to a later service. And when they show up, they want to feel comfortable. So he put on jeans and
Makes
boots
total
and
sense. Oh yeah.
whatever. And I just really fell in love with that church. And I gave my life to Christ, just like that. Of course, I was at a crossroads, and I'm just kind of going fast to the story. But long story short, I ended up moving back home. I told my manager at the time I had got some placements with some major artists. I had a song with an artist on BET. It was she was releasing as a single. I'm like, oh man, I worked all these years, finally got one, right? Get my phone is ringing, manager calling me, hey man, got this person, they're looking for beats. Hey, got this person. Hey, give me some beats. And that's what I used to do. But I told my manager, hey man, um, I'm not doing beats right now. I'm actually you know, not even gonna do music for a while. And God sat me down from doing music because he said, hey Gabe, I got some work. You're doing good with your gift, but I got some more things that I need you to know about me and about your assignment and about your purpose. And that was my transition. It was a long road to get to where I'm at now. It didn't come easy, but because it looks like I was walking away from opportunities when the doors is just starting to open up, at least in my mind. But the minute I walked away from that, God really unlocked a lot of things that I needed to know with the music, with the word of God. And that's kind of like been my transition.
And that's an amazing.
Haven't looked back since.
I love it. Well, we're happy to have you on this side. Let me tell you. But you know,
I got the drop on the other side. See?
No, right. But clearly you were reared right because you came right back on home to it. So I mean, that's what it's about.
Yeah.
We all have to have our own road and our own journey. But as long as we come back to God, I mean, I think that's an amazing story. And trust me, we need your music. And I think definitely at a time like this, you give me people like you give me a vibe like between even like a Jordan Armstrong with a little hip hop. Like you give me that, and we need more of that. Trust me.
Yeah,
we definitely need more of that in gospel.
Especially for the younger generation.
Absolutely. Like we're at a generation where most of the kids don't go to church anymore. Like we're at an all-time high where people do not go to church like they used to. And so if they don't go to church, and at least they can hear it on the radio, or at least they can hear it somehow, and they can get the message somehow. It doesn't matter how they get the message as long as they get the message. So I mean, I love it. All these type of songs are my favorite, and that's why I can play them for young kids. I'll play them on the radio. I'll just play them. People like, who was that? That's gospel. But like, yeah, that's Jesus all day.
That's what we need. We need
absolutely, that. Absolutely. So tell me, who are some of your favorite artists?
Man, you'll be surprised. I mean, I'm more of a local artist.
Okay. You represent South Carolina, all right?
Yeah. I mean, even not that. Just my friends, just people that's doing it, because you get inspired by a lot of the bigger artists that's doing it already. But I think for me, one thing that especially when I really started like walking with God, I wanted to get my ear away from music and who's hot and what's the sound, what's the latest sound. Right. And that's why I feel like it's so funny. I did this whole album. It was done by 2014, but I just released it in 2021, at the end of 2021. And so it's like, yo, how's the sound going to be if you did that? Which brings me to this. The name of my company is called Timeless Sounds. And I feel like our sound is timeless. I feel like when you're doing kingdom music, that's just what it is. I don't want people to box me into a genre, because I know what that's for, right? I want to say, hey, what kind of music is that? Is that hip hop? Well, no, it might sound like this, but this is kingdom music. What I'm putting out is kingdom work. Now I'm on the south side of the kingdom, so my sound is gonna sound like this, right? Even though I'm like a what do you call it? A Geico, something that can change into other things.
Yeah, you change it, dwarf into something else.
Right, like a chameleon.
Yeah.
You can just blend into whatever, and that's what I've done. My ear is my gift, but I just want people to know, like, there are many different tools, there are many different vehicles that you can use in music. The devil only perverts music. He doesn't create music. He perverts it. Everything comes from
people in the back.
The enemy of God, which is the devil. Matter of fact, I'm not even going to say enemy. I'm going to say God's employee, right, is the devil. And the devil only perverts things, right? Like sex. Sex is of God. Sex is good, but the devil would pervert it. Right. And music is perverted. Music is used to be perverted from the enemy. The word music is two words actually put together. The root word is muse, M-U-S-E, and I-C means the characteristic of, right, being. And so when you hear a person say, man, that's my muse, muse just means whatever inspires you to do something, right? That's a muse. So people use a lot of things as a muse, but when you put that together, music, that's the characteristics of inspiring thought, right? So music has a way of bypassing your defense mechanisms and just getting straight in download mode, right? So that's why you got to be careful what you listen to, because that music can influence you in certain ways. So music is just neutral, but the person who's putting out the music is the one that's giving out what they are, or who they are, if you follow what I'm saying. So I just said all that to say that music is just perverted. The enemy uses that to pervert, but don't, if you hear like an 808 kick, don't say, oh, that's the devil. You know, some churches, some Pentecostal churches do that.
Like you rolling up to church and you bumping Lecrae or something like that. Like, no, this is actually Jesus. Like he's all up and through this song. But
Right.
you're right.
Or
We have associated that type of music with the devil.
yes,
But that's why I love what you just said. That's why I say it for the person in the back, say it for the new saints and the senior saints. Say it for them all.
it's just perverted. It's just perverted. That's all
Absolutely,
he do.
absolutely. I
He
agree
can't
with
he
you.
can't he can't create anything. He perverts
Absolutely, man.
it.
Man. So tell us what's next. What's next from you. What can we hear? We know we got a video coming soon. What else is next for you?
So I plan to do a video for like 90% of the songs on this
Okay.
project, only because I can. Right. That's all. I can do it. You know, I got the help to be able to do it. And like I told you before, you know, I'm a videographer as well.
Right.
So I got a couple cameras, and I got a couple people who got a couple cameras.
He's got an arsenal over there, y'all.
and so we can, you know, we come together and we make it happen. But what's next for me is really just pushing this kingdom, just pushing this kingdom word, just pushing this music. I want everybody to support it. We got to support one another. Again, the name of my album is called Ecclesia. The name of this single right now and that's out is called Awesome God. You know, it's available everywhere, and we just need your support to get this music out to the masses. We know God can do anything, you know, but He's limited to people. He uses people to get things done here in the earth. And you know, if the secular world can come together and not like each other, but unite for a cause, even if that cause is just like money, how come the kingdom of God, the citizens, right? We're supposed to be citizens in that kingdom. We need to kind of do the same. We need to be able to come together, unite, and show the world how it looks when you have a united front of
Absolutely.
people who all have the kingdom on their mind.
Absolutely, absolutely. I love that. Absolutely love that, man. Tell everybody where to go get your album, how to follow you on all social media platforms, how we can support you in general.
So yes, I definitely appreciate this, or DJ Eclectic, and you can find my album, the whole album. You can stream it Spotify, Amazon Music, Apple, Tidal, all the digital outlets, streaming services. You can do it. You can download it, purchase it. You know, it doesn't matter. I just want you to get the music. You can follow me on all social platforms. Just put in my name, Gabriel Oree. Such a unique name, especially my last name, but Gabriel Oree. You can find me Facebook, you know, YouTube, Instagram, Twitter, just everywhere. Just put my name in, you won't go wrong.
I love it. I love it. Well, thank you for stopping by the mixtape. Trust me, we are going to be playing this song. We've been playing it for a while. We've been playing Awesome God for a
Yeah,
while. I love it. It just blends right in. I
yeah.
love urban tracks, is what I love. So we're definitely playing on New Praise Radio. Send us some more music. We're gonna be playing
I
that
got,
as well. And
I
before I
got.
go, I gotta ask you, just because it's a trending topic right now, before we go. So I got your producer aspect as well, ear aspect. What are your thoughts on Kanye West? And have you seen his documentary on Netflix?
Man, it's so funny, man. Kanye West, I met Kanye West. Uh,
Really?
yeah, in the early days. So like
Okay.
if you look at his documentary, I think it's dope that he got that videographer to just record pretty much all his moments of just
Crazy.
bringing his album forth. But you know, I think Kanye, he probably might be a little misunderstood. But when I used to live up top, when we got songs that we thought was like, yo, this song's gonna be big, man, we would go to Baseline Studios. That's the studio that Rockefeller used to be out of. And Young Guru is the engineer, Jay-Z's engineer. He's engineered to a lot of people, but I used to be in the studio and just like watch him mix, ask some questions, and sit there and just soak it up. But Kanye, at least what they call the old Kanye,
Yeah,
you
yeah.
know, he's I don't know. I feel like Kanye might be a little misunderstood. He's definitely misguided. He definitely has some aspects about him, like we all do, that he might be a little skewed and a little off with. Uh, but I think the difference between him and most people, he's a public figure. He's a multi-billionaire and he's living his life out loud.
My man's
Um,
yes, yes.
the good thing about, you know, the other folks that's not in his shoes, you know, we get to make our mistakes in private, right? And we get to come back without people really knowing
Know
to
what happened?
judge and things like that. Yeah, don't know what happened. So I mean, pray for Kanye, you know, pray for everyone that's out in a public arena like that, like your pastors and things like that. But I just pray for him. I think I watched the first 2 parts of his documentary. I think it's dope. It brings me back to that time when I was living. Like, yeah, oh man, I remember this, man.
I'm a little jealous because you were with the College Dropout, Kanye. Like, I'm an old Kanye fan. First 3 albums, like College Dropout, Late Registration, and Graduation. Like, those are my albums. But I honestly think he's a genius. But I think, like you said, he's in the public eye. We all go through some. Majority of us are not in that type of spotlight. He's like a superstar. Majority of us are not. So we don't know the temptations, all that come with that. So I agree with you. Just pray for him. I think he comes from good stock. He has a good foundation. If he can get back to that. I do think, and I do think his intentions are pure, though. I do think when he's come out with the gospel albums, I do think that's where he wants to go. He may shift a little bit to the left or to the right because he's definitely needs some guidance. But I do believe in his intentions. So I just say, I'm like you, pray for Kanye, pray for every public figure out there who has good intentions, who's trying to do the right thing with their heart. Right. Absolutely. I appreciate your opinion on that. So man, lead us into your song. We're about to get into Awesome God on New Praise Radio. Go ahead and lead your song in right now.
So listen up, everybody. So this song is going to bless your life. I can guarantee it. It's called Awesome God. It's out, available every digital network, every place you can get it. I want you to get it. Represent this song. Make God awesome in your life and dance to it too. Yeah.
Hey, let's get it. Let's dance to Awesome God by Gabriel Oree. Let's go. Boom. I appreciate you. If you could do one more favor before you roll out, just do a drop for me. You can say, hey, your name, and then you're tuned in to DJ Miss Eclectic. That'll be fine. And then whenever you're ready, it's recorded.
Okay. So what's up, everybody? Look, I go by the name of Gabriel Oree, and look, I'm rocking with DJ Eclectic on your radio.
Boom. All right, we're going to roll with it. I appreciate you. I will let you know when this airs. I don't even know what my day is. It will air next week as I go out of town the following week. So it's going to air next week. I got your pictures. I'll send you the flyer and all that, all the information. I'll send it to Tony D as well. It'll air on New Praise Radio, Thinking Out Loud Network, and Facebook. So I got you. And
appreciate
I will shoot you the email, but I appreciate you.
Yeah, I'm going to send you some music too.
Yeah, shoot me some music. I love to hear, man. Like I said, your style is definitely needed. I love when I get music like this, I get excited. So send me more music like this.
Will do. I appreciate it.
I appreciate you. You have a good one.
You too. All righty.
Bye-bye. Wiki, the Mixtape Podcast with your girl DJ Miss Eclectic.